I just got finished taking my very first EA exam, enroll agent with the IRS. Story time. Okay, so I just finished taking part 1 of the EA. Okay, so I just got finished taking part 1 of the EA exam, and I want to tell you guys all about my experience. To give you a little background, hi, my name is LaShaun Adesimilolu. I am a tax professional and business coach, and I help women entrepreneurs to create profitable businesses they can run from anywhere in the world. Now, I have been preparing taxes for the last 11 years. This is something that I got into my last year of college when I wasn't even sure what I was going to do. Things happened, things came into place. I wrote a whole book about it. You can check it out on Amazon. It's a whole story time. But fast forward to today, 11 years in, I'm preparing taxes and I'm thinking, what is my next step? I prepare taxes for clients. I've coached tax professionals on how to grow and build and scale tax businesses. I wrote books. I've created courses. What's next? And like logically, the next best thing is to just become the best in the field. And so the highest tax distinction with the IRS is an enrolled agent. So to become an enrolled agent with the IRS, you have to take a 3-part exam. So you have to take them in different parts. One is individual tax processes, one is for businesses, and one is for representation. And I'll get into that more later. But for the purposes of the individual part, I want to share my experience. So, like I said, I've been preparing taxes the last 11 years. I've coached people, I've written books. I felt pretty confident that, I can get in and pass this thing no problem. So what I did was I had made the decision in March that, okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this EA thing. And I want to get it done as soon as possible because I like to travel. I like to go. And I never know how long I'm going to be in the States. So let's just go ahead and get it done as soon as possible. So it's March and I went ahead and scheduled my first exam for the individual part for the first available date, which happened to be today, March the 2nd. I did not start officially studying for this exam until a week after the tax deadline. So the tax deadline was the 15th. That next week I had started studying, which means I studied for, I think, a little over a week, official materials to prepare for the part 1 of the EA exam. Don't do that. Don't do that unless you got time and you don't mind like being glued at your computer for a while watching videos. Because I can promise you, no matter how much you think you know about taxes, if you're not a CPA, if you're not an EA, if you not have been actually studying the IRS code every single year, it's going to be a lot of stuff you don't know. Humble yourself, okay? Respectfully. So, I got the materials. I'm watching the videos. There's so many thresholds. There's so many forms to remember. There's so many this filing status, this person did this, basis, passive, pigs, pals. It's depreciate. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. In my career, my focus was on real estate investors. So I did have experience with passive activity loss, Schedule E's, things like that. But there were a lot of things that I just never had ran into, like estate taxes, gift taxes, it's so much. So about 4 to 5 days into me practicing, I started off with the Glean materials, right? And I use Glean because an organization that I'm affiliated with gives me access to part 1 of the materials for free. So I said, bet. I go on there, I use Glean, and I'm like, what? Every practice exam I'm taking, 60s. I haven't even seen a 70 with Glean. I'm going to just be honest. So now I'm starting to get worried. It's almost a week until the deadline. I'm starting to get worried. So I contact one of my mentees who happens to be an EA. And I said, hey, what did you use to prepare for the EA? This is a distinction that I'm going to get this year. She told me she used Passkey Hockey. So I went and looked it up and I got it. Since it was exactly a week until I had to take my test, I went ahead and signed up for their free trial. So they give you a free 7-day trial to try it out. I only had 7 days, so I was like, bet, this is perfect. I really like the Passkey system. They have videos you can watch. They give you access to the online books. And I think the instructor is just really good. Like, she's professional, she's concise, she brings humor into it. Like, she makes it easy to watch the videos. And so I really just binged. Like, I had a plan. They have it broken up into sections, and they have study units. So every day I would do a study unit, and I did it boop, 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 boop for the whole. The first exam on GLIM, I got, not GLIM, Passkey, I did a 68%. By the second exam, I did a 78%. The third exam, I was in the 80s. So I was feeling pretty confident. This is like the day before my exam. I go back to Gleam because I'm like, surely by now, knowledge has increased. I got the forms. Let's give it another try. Tell me what you think I got on Gleam. What you think I got on Gleam? Another 60. I still don't understand it. Okay, I don't know what Gleam is doing, but I ain't seen a 70 yet. So now, last night, it's the day before the exam. I took my last mock test. You get 3 mock tests in there where it's basically like how the exam would be with the IRS. They time you. They give you the same amount of questions. I took my last exam. I got over 80. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna drop it. Okay, I'm just gonna drop it. The next part of what I did, I think, is really key. And this is the most important part for me if you're looking to pass an EA exam. And I bet it's not going to be what you think it is. Meet me in part 2 if you want to hear about it.